Welcome to the Go Find Nervous Show, the show where we find out at least 3 experiences that made our guests nervous and how they overcame it. Today, I couldn't be more excited to talk about who I get to talk to today. Okay, so this is a pro athlete, celebrity trainer, somebody that my good friend Serena said, you got to talk to this guy because this guy changes the energy of the room, changes the dynamic of the entire area that he's at. When he walks into a place, it just goes. And so at Larry Smith Fitness on IG, but I got Larry Smith with me today on the Go Find Nervous Show. Larry, thanks for being here.
Man, thanks for having me on the Go Find Never Show, Jake. Man, it's a pleasure meeting you. Serena told me all about you as well, and man, I'm just happy to be on the show and and let people know what it feels like to be nervous and let people know what it feels like to shine. So, you
Man,
know.
I understand, and I love your shirt, Winergy, right from the jump. Anybody watching can see Winergy, so they know what you're about. But let me start with why does Larry Smith get into training? What's the backstory? What's the motivation to bring this much energy to everybody? And before you answer that question, I got to tell people right now, go follow out Larry Smith Fitness and watch the videos. You can't watch the videos and like I watched his videos and I started doing push-ups because I feel lazy and I'm not a lazy person. So what? How does Larry get into the training? How does this mindset come about? And did you always have it, or what's the story behind that?
Man, so I could take you back, Jake, where it all
All right.
started, man. It started when I was younger. I was playing basketball in the fourth grade, and I never forget. I was always just a little small kid, and I always wanted to play. I wanted to be like Mike. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I go out here, and I know I'm good. I'm at a new school, and then I get cut, and I'm like, oh man, what's going on? So then I started when I was cut. I became a ball boy for my sister's teams, and so because I'm from Toledo, Ohio,
Okay.
and being from Toledo, Ohio, the sun is put away for most of the year. So
Yeah. We don't
I
go
was
there
a
for
ball boy.
vacations. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't go to Toledo, Ohio for vacations
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So those years I was a ball boy for my sister, man, and for her basketball team, and I utilized that time to get myself better. And
Okay.
from that at that point, like around that time, I told myself I want to be great. I said I want to be like Mike. And what
Okay.
that took is I studied Mike's game, I studied his movements, I studied his habits, and I didn't know what being great looked like at that time. To be honest with you, I just told myself that I want to be great.
Yeah.
And as I could continue to push towards basketball, chase my dreams in basketball, and towards what I thought was being great. Still to this day, I might not know what it means to be great, but I pursue greatness every day. But
Yeah.
what happened was, man, I was doing that, and I finally made the team my fifth grade year. And from there, basketball was rolling and having fun, and on to sixth grade, made it all the way through high school, and then when I got to college, when it comes to training, that mindset that I had when I was in the fourth grade, where I didn't realize what I was doing, I was
Mm-hmm.
creating this habit that I didn't realize it was creating the habit. I was just doing because I knew I got cut. I was working on my game every day,
Yeah.
knocking on the neighbor's door, asking if I can use their court to work on my game, going down to the park by myself, imitating me playing like Mike in Madison Square Garden, which I never got a chance to play in Madison Square Garden, but I imitated me being MJ me playing in Madison Square Garden,
Right.
and then I started imitating me in arenas that I wanted to go in myself, and not realizing that I was creating this habit of a work ethic. That's what I was doing. And so as I got to college, JUCO, I hadn't lifted weights, man. I probably lifted the Fisher Price weights when I was
Right.
in high school. Being from Toledo,
The
Ohio.
cement weights with the little
Yeah,
they
with
fall off
the
the rack if you get like if the clips fall off. Yeah. Yeah.
from Toys
Yeah.
R
I
Us.
know about that. I know about that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's about the only weights I lifted in high school.
Yeah.
And then I got to college, man, and actually JUCO here in Tucson. That's what got me familiar with Arizona. I got the JUCO in Tucson, and then that's when I kind of started lifting weights a little bit, and it became interesting to me. I went to college, but my first major was computer science. I thought I was a whiz kid, but it
Okay.
didn't go so well. Writing programs, playing basketball, not a
It's
good
two
mix.
different worlds, right? Two
It's
different
two
worlds. Yeah.
different worlds.
Yeah.
So then I got into went to left junior college, went to a Division II school in Oklahoma called East Central University, and that's really when I had to figure out, after my 2 years of JUCO, when I was kind of just doing all my prerequisites for what I wanted to do.
Yep.
And I've had this work ethic. This work ethic was back in the fourth grade. So this
Right.
work ethic, I'm working by myself. I'm training by myself. Endless hours. If I had a friend here that knew me from back then, endless hours in the gym, endless time by myself,
Just keep
just
going.
creating,
Yep.
just keep going. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So
Yep.
when I got to Juke, when I got to college in Oklahoma, East Central University was the school I went to, a D2 in
Ada.
the Lone Star
Ada.
Con. Wow, what you know about Ada?
I'm from Oklahoma City.
That's my old stumping grounds.
I know about.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm from there. Yeah. Yeah.
that's funny, the Ada. So I got there and then I was like, okay, you know what? Wow, this my counselor said maybe you should do kinesiology. It sounds like you can be this
Okay.
will suit what you like. And she was asking me questions about working out and training and stuff like that in the body. And so that's what got me into learning more about the training and learning more about the body. And then at this time, I'm learning about the body and I'm utilizing what I'm learning towards myself. Because with D2, we didn't have a strength and conditioning coach.
Right.
So I was my own strength and conditioning coach.
Right. Right.
So then I started just falling in love with training and lifting weights and utilizing different movements to go into my training for basketball. And so that's when I fell in love with the training and actually
Okay.
the physical side of training, not the basketball side. Basketball side has been embedded since I was a kid. The
Right.
physical side of training when I went to Juke, when I went to D2, is really when it took the next step and the next
Okay.
phase of seriousness when I started studying in kinesiology.
Okay.
And
So,
said
and when
that's what.
yeah, when you took that on the kinesiology, what did it do to your game? Were you still playing, or was this after?
No,
Because
I was
I know
still
you.
I was in college.
Yeah. So
The
so
end
it took you. It had to take your game to a different level than when
took my
you
game to a
added.
whole different level. A
Yeah.
whole different level. I had a saying back in college. I'd be like on some real beast mode. Let's go.
Yeah.
That was me. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the weights had me feeling like super pumped up, and
Right. Right.
I was always energized. I was always the leader on every team I played. Even if I didn't start on the team, it was just my leadership was always pushing people and lead people by example because how I worked.
Right.
But that's what really like got me over the hump is when I started training and working on my body, and next thing you know, my game went to a different level, my performance went to a different level,
Mhm.
and that's when I chased my dream after I graduated. So I graduated with my kinesiology degree, graduated, and that's when I chased my dreams of being a pro. And I trained myself pretty much my entire career.
Okay. Now, where did that path take you, pro wise? Where did that take you?
The
All over the world.
pro wise man, I got a good one for you, man. You know what? So I was at East Central,
Right.
and my senior year, my cousin at the time, Dale Allen, he's still my cousin, but at the time, Dale Allen was working with Chris Paul, and Chris Paul was getting ready to train for the NBA. Now
Okay.
Chris Paul is here in Arizona,
Right.
so man, he sent me over. He connected me with this guy named Don Raven, and we in DC. So I sent him down some film of what I do on the court, and he was like, okay. So I
Yep.
talked to Don a few times, and man, thanks to my cousin Dale, man, for putting me in a position like this because at the time I had no idea who I was training with. I was just chasing my dream of being a professional, of being like MJ.
Right. Right. Yeah.
and so next thing you know, he Don's like, well, you're gonna be training with the next year's Rookie of the Year, Chris Paul, and I was like, really? And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And so, I'm like, all right. So in my head, my mentality is like, okay, he's just like me. Once we get in between the lines, we're gonna be the same
Right.
people. So, I wasn't scared to take the challenge. I get down here, and it's CP. CP, and Rudy Gay for about a
Okay.
good week and a half or so. And every day I get down here, we connect, we meet. But then I'm like, man, it's crazy going against Chris Paul and Rudy Gay, who I see on TV all the time. I'm a guy from D2
Yeah.
who, would get between the lines and, we and these guys were playing and competing. And, I didn't get drafted that year. CP did, and we stayed connected and contacted throughout the time he was in New Orleans. And then they ended up going to Oklahoma that
Yep.
year for the dude that, what's in that, to the
Katrina, I
Storm.
think. Right.
The
Yep.
Katrina, yep, yep. And so I didn't get drafted, so I ended up going back to college.
Okay.
So now I became a huge CP fan. So now I start studying his game.
Okay.
So then I went back to college. I finished my degree at school. And then my first gig in basketball was played it for the USA team. I went to Australia and did a stint in Australia with the US College USA team.
Mhm.
Then from there, it was in Melbourne, Australia. And then from there, I played in the ABA in Chicago for the Chicago Rock Stars.
Mhm.
Then I played a small stint in the CBA in Rockford, Illinois, for like
Yeah.
maybe a couple games. And then I played in the IBL following that. And I played in the IBL in Elgin, Illinois for 3 seasons. And so I lived in Chicago, but the IBL, me and Elgin was like a suburb of Chicago. Played
Right.
there
Right.
for 3 seasons. And then throughout this time, and I literally was I was the hardest worker that on any team I played on, no one worked harder than me.
Right.
No one worked harder than me. When I was playing the IBL, you don't make a lot of money. I had
Right.
an outside sales job walking from door to door selling Chicago White Sox tickets.
Okay.
You know what I
And then
mean?
playing at
And
night, and then going to play at night.
th- walking and like when the ABA season was over, it's still midwinter. So the
Yeah.
IBL season doesn't start until February after the NBA starts. At the time, NBA was still looking at guys in the IBL for summer league and things like that. So I have a sales job walking door to door, and sometimes it's about 6 inches of snow outside. I'm
Yeah.
walking in snow in the evening, going to the gym, working on my game, then going to practice.
Man, just
And
getting
then
it.
the
Just
next morning,
getting
you're
it.
doing it again. Yeah, literally,
Yeah,
I would lift weights, bro.
Man, I can familiarize myself. I understand a little bit of that. I played baseball for a little bit of money, some of that baby money, some of that little can't
Yeah.
eat money, some of that like it's enough it's enough money to make you realize how broke you are. It's like
But hey, broke you are, but still hungry.
yeah, 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 exactly,
Still hungry. You
exactly,
know,
exactly.
you still want. You're like, okay, I'm going to get here. The right
Yeah,
person is going to see me. You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what
So
the
you,
end goal. The right. Go ahead.
yeah, man. So how long did you play? So how long you're because I know you just tried out. I saw that you just tried out
Yeah, for the
for
big
something
three.
big. Can you talk about that or no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I did a small, I did it. So it's crazy is my buddy Alex Scales was like, "Yo, the big three's coming here." He was like, you should try out." I
Yeah.
was like, "All right, bet." You know what I mean? I said, but I don't right now. I don't know where my game is like right now. I said, okay, I'm about to lock in and get in the gym. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so I got in the gym and I started locking in and really like focusing on my game for about a week and a half and still doing it today because I'm working on going. I want to get in the mini camp and potentially get my name called or get on a team, even if a guy, if I get drafted or if I'm a reserve. You know what I mean? I just want to be ready and stay ready.
Stay ready.
Maybe to
Yeah.
hit a couple, maybe to hit a couple threes. And next, threes turning to six, six turning to nine, nine
Come
turning to
on.
12. I might get a
Come on.
contract, but don't dwell.
Come on. Come on. I hope you do,
so,
man. I
so
hope you do. That'd be so sick
yeah.
to do that. God, that's
Hey,
so sick.
that was so dope, man, because that morning it goes back to what I was just talking about, walking door to door and then working on my game at night and
Uh-huh.
then, and then playing in the IBL at night and then walking in the day. That morning of the big three workout, I walked the street. I did a 5 mile walk for the Heart Foundation.
Okay.
And then after that walk, I went and did the big three tryout for 3 hours.
Did you?
And at
Shoot.
41 years old, bro, like to be able to still have that type of level of intensity, I
Yeah.
didn't get tired. I mean, I got tired, but
Sure.
I didn't really get tired. But watching myself not be gassed, and these young guys are gassed, and it just goes to my mentality and really the way I train and what I'm giving to these other athletes that I work with. Um, so man, the big three workout was dope. It was legit. I appreciate the big three for showing me love too. They showed me some good love that weekend and
Yeah.
hopefully something big's gonna come out. Actually, there is something big gonna come out of it, regardless of
One
what
way or
it
the other,
is.
something big's coming
One
out of it.
way,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, absolutely,
100. Yep. I'm with you on that.
yeah,
I'm with you on that.
yeah,
Well, good for you being 41, be able to run the court like that. Like,
man.
go up. Come on. I'm 42. So we're about the same
Okay,
age. And so I
okay,
understand. I
okay.
understand. It's like, I understand. It's not like
Yeah,
it used to be, but good for you. So
absolutely, absolutely, man. I feel better than I did back when I was playing. To be honest,
really. You know
way
what?
better.
I feel a lot better myself. I introduced a lot of stretching, a lot of different kind of stretching
Not as
components I didn't used to
definitely,
do when I was younger.
definitely,
And I'm like, man, if I'd have did
definitely.
that younger, shoot.
That we were just talking about that with a young kid that I was working with. I said, man, if I was utilizing the stretch that I'm putting you guys through right now,
Mm,
man, by far my career would be who knows where I would have been because it unleashes a different level of athleticism when you have flexibility.
yeah.
Right now kids' hips are extremely tight, so yes, I get it, bro.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
felt
yeah.
good.
I'm with you. So when did you get into man, I could talk to you for hours, man, hours,
You
but
have no idea, man. My story. Hey, we're gonna have to do it. Hey, this is the first one. The second one, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna run the whole story.
part one. Okay, hey
Part
man.
one, part absolutely.
Yeah, part one. Anytime, anytime. So I gotta ask about the training and what you're doing with the training. You got into the training. Now you train a bunch of people. Like I said, if people go to your IG, they can see what you're about. Like all these different training mechanisms. You're into a lot of different things, boxing, hit, all these different things.
Yeah.
So what does that look like for you? And how do you impact kids? And what drove you to be like, you know what, I'm going to impact other people's lives? Because a lot of people work out selfishly, and some people are like, I'm gonna work
Man,
out, I'm gonna give it to people. You know. So
and that's me. You know, I call it. This is like my worship service. You know.
okay,
So that's that. To be honest with you, that's really what it is. But it
yeah,
started back when I was in Oklahoma. I was in Omaha, Nebraska, and where I was partners with a company called Kosama Complete Body Transformation.
okay,
And at the time, I was playing pro ball, chasing my dream. I was working out for the NBA Development League at the time for Iowa, and it was Iowa Energy, and then the Tulsa team. And
mhm,
so I'm waiting to see if they're gonna give me a call. My buddy comes to me, was like, "Hey, bro, we're looking for somebody else to get in this business with us." He was like, "You would be perfect for it." We both had 24-hour fitness at the time, and I
okay,
was like, "I'm totally down." And so, I went down here to check out the Kosama in Ames. Was it Ames? Was it Ames, Iowa? No, Des Moines. It was in Des Moines, Iowa. In Des
okay,
Moines. And man, I'm in this big group class, and these people are probably mid 30s to 45. And man, we're doing this workout. No lie, Jake. I'm sitting in here. I'm like, I'm a pro athlete. I'm about to kill this workout. This is
yeah,
nothing for me, right?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
get in here, and man, it's this hit style workout, which I was training differently than what they were training. So I'm doing this workout. I'm gasping for air. And then there's this lady next to me, like 30-something, like, and push her
yeah,
body, and squat. And I'm looking, hey,
yeah,
I'm looking like, man. And so the first thing that's going in my mind, wow, I can motivate this many people, this many athletes. At the time, it wasn't even people. At the time, I said, I can
wow,
motivate this many athletes at one time.
mhm.
Bingo. You know what I mean? So after we got done with the first workout, gassed, woke up the next morning, sore as all heck. I was like, yo, I'm in love with this type of work. So I
Wow,
was we ended up opening a facility in Omaha, Nebraska. We opened up the facility in Omaha, Nebraska. A lady came to me the first week. She said, yo, how long have you been teaching group fitness classes? I said, man, this is my first week, probably my third day, to be honest. She said, oh my God, this is the best group fitness class I've ever been to in my life.
wow.
That's when I knew I found what my purpose was.
You got a gift. You're
And
like, okay, that's my gift.
exactly,
That's my
exactly. That's
gift.
when I figured it out, So that was like, okay. So we built 3 locations within 2 years. I
Mhm.
mean, I was all over Omaha. And next thing you know, I said, you know what? It's time for me to go back home to where I wanted to get back to Nebraska, to Arizona. So it
Yeah.
was either Tucson or it was Phoenix slash
Mhm.
Scottsdale. And so I looked at facilities in Tucson, looked at facilities in Phoenix, and I got a facility here in Scottsdale. I opened up a facility here in Scottsdale in 2012, 13. And
Mhm.
from there, I brought my program. I brought what they taught me in Kosama, which they had the boxing, the mixed martial arts, the kickboxing.
Right.
And then it was all pure kettlebell training, which it got me
Okay.
introduced to kettlebells. And I realized what kettlebells did to the body. And so I was like, yo. And so I kind of formulated a program that was around that, just to be completely honest, plus what I did for my training because I saw
Right.
some loopholes, and then I combined what that was, and then I added some of the newer stuff that was getting ready to come into fitness, like the battle ropes. Which is battle at the time. Battle ropes wasn't hot at the time in
No, no, very
2012.
few people did
Not
those.
a, very few
Yeah.
people. And
Yeah.
I saw, yep, and I saw that, and I was like, I want to incorporate that. And then I did the agility work, and so I wanted to incorporate the agility stuff into that type of training. So now I put the whole entire piece to the puzzle, those different pieces to that puzzle, and I
Yeah.
created a whole system of training. And that's been my style of training since I moved here.
Okay.
Nothing's changed, and I just elevate with new things that come out. But honestly, nothing different shocks the body than hit, boxing, agility, strength, and I do it all. I do
So you
that
combine it all in your
all in.
place right there. Okay.
Yep,
So that's
yep,
how you
yep.
stay
So
fit like that? Is that what I need to do?
that
I need to do
exact.
that
Hey,
to be
you
like,
got yes, sir. Come get some
I,
Winergy, baby.
I'm gonna have to go get some.
Hey,
I'll be that guy. I'll be gasping. I'll be gasping like you were that first one. So anyhow.
that first one, exactly, and then
Yeah, yeah,
never look back. But
yeah.
no, so you asked me. So then I started throughout this time. I was working with. I had my own facility. I
Mhm.
lost it, and I always just wanted to motivate people. And next thing
Okay.
you know, I end up losing my facility. I end up getting basketball back, and so now I'm utilizing my program, putting it back into training, and trying to play basketball because I don't have nothing. I just lost everything.
Wow. Okay.
So when I lost everything, I started training outside. I focused on myself primarily because I had a few clients. When I lost the doors, I lost my business on my 33rd birthday. I walked to
Oh
the
man.
doors with my my mom, my dad was in town, and I was excited to show them. I was just getting ready to blow up the facility. I had like 80 clients at the time, built them from scratch,
Yeah.
and because I didn't know anybody here, so I shot the
Nothing.
dark trying to hit a
Yeah.
bullseye. Yeah,
Yeah.
what I mean,
Walking
I'm
door to
marketing
door in
network.
the Colts. Just yeah. Yeah.
Exactly,
I got you.
exactly. That's that
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah.
So then I walked to my door. The doors is locked. I'm like, I said this. Jesus died on the cross at 33. It's time for me to rise. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And so I said, you know what? I'm not stopping. My mom and dad was like, you want to come home? No, I said, I'm on a mission.
Yeah.
And man, next thing you know, everything started happening. You know what I mean? And my I ended up getting basketball back.
Hmm.
I ended up playing for the ABA team in Arizona
Okay.
for the Arizona Scorpions for 5 seasons. And so
Okay.
now I'm putting my program back on the court to actually see how my program fits on the court. Nobody was in shape like me. I mean,
Right.
if I could tell you, I trained from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Would go to practice at 9 p.m. I mean, from 7:30 to 9 p.m. The days I don't have practice, I was in the gym working on my game to 11 p.m. And
Yeah.
then I'm back up at 6 p.m. training. And so,
Just full. Just
so
full.
it,
Just 24/7 fit.
nonstop.
Like I'm
Yeah,
gonna be the best I could be. Yeah.
absolutely. And I'm
Yeah.
bringing people and I'm teaching people how to be the best they can be with me. I'm not doing it
Right.
by myself. I want to have a squad behind me
Yep.
doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so, man, because my mindset was just different. So at the time now, I loved motivating. I found my purpose, and then I started working with, Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
In this process, I started putting my business at a couple of different places. I had my business at Paradise Valley Country Club. After I lost my business, I had it down in Old Town Scottsdale, and then I had my business in North Scottsdale. So now I got this triangle: North Scottsdale, PV, Old Town, Old Town.
Hmm.
Building this business throughout me connecting with so many different people. God was connecting me with the right people,
Right.
and next thing you know, I ended up connecting with Muhammad Ali. And when I got connected with
Wow.
him, I never forget. I met with his wife, Lonnie, at Houston's, and she was like, she said, we sat down, and it's this book that I'm reading, and at the time it's From Good to Great, and I was like,
Okay. Yeah.
wow, that's the book I'm reading right there, From Good to Great, and here I am meeting with the greatest of all time's wife, and
Wow.
and
Man,
so
I got posters of him. Like you can't see him, but I got.
let's go,
He's the
let's
greatest
go,
man. Like I
yo, let's
look.
go.
He can move me. He
So
moves me. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So now, I started working with him, and I can't. I'm sitting here. I'm motivating all these people all day. No one knows that I go motivate the greatest of all time throughout the middle of the day to
Right.
push. He's riding the bike. I mean, he's not doing no boxing. He's riding the bike.
Sure.
I'm doing physio work with him, and pushing him on the bike. Come on, champ, keep going, keep pushing, champ. I'm sitting here motivating the greatest of all time, and it's such a spiritual connection because he's not
Well, it
here
has to
talking to
be.
me, and I'm right here next to him. He's right here on the bike, and we're sitting here watching his fights. He loves to watch himself. And in
Okay.
front, it was a big picture of him with his hands up, and it had the Apple symbol. It was an Apple poster,
Okay.
right? And it said "Think Different." And every time I sat there and trained him, that's what I'm thinking when I'm training him, right? So when he passed, as he got ready to leave us, he actually had gave me. He did this right, throwing his hands, and I was like, man. His sister said, Larry, get him going, get him going. I was like, come on, champ, keep fighting, baby. And from there, for me, I said that was the passing of continue his legacy, touching these people, touching these
Wow.
kids, touching these everybody with happiness,
Wow.
with motivation, with energy, with hard work, with drive, and just pushing everybody to be better, be better people in general. And so I felt that was like a trend. That's what I felt. So that was my feeling towards them last punches for me to keep punching. So,
Man,
I can carry that. And so, man, that's all I've been doing throughout this time, man. It's motivating people, and people come in my life for seasons, And I say when you come in my life for a season, you coming for a reason.
yeah,
It's not really because I'm meant to touch so many different types of people
right.
that because of this is who he was. And now I understand my purpose. I'm just, shedding off what he
Just
gave me.
moving,
It's moving,
man.
yeah.
Just gave me
Yeah.
goosebumps, man. That's crazy. I gotta
Man,
goose.
I tell you,
I gotta do something, man. I gotta do something right
hey,
now.
hey,
Like,
man, I tell you, it's crazy. And so throughout that, man,
man,
after that, man, I've been just pushing and motivating, and
yeah,
I've touched a lot of. I mean, I've gotten blessed to be around a lot of greats, and with
right.
working with Devin Booker. I had a summer with him
Hmm.
in LA for about 4 months, and then worked with the Suns for preseason of that 2018 season.
Okay.
So I work with all those guys and bless them with good energy, good motivation on a daily
Right.
basis. Where I was just working with the strength and conditioning coach, and a time with DB, we built with Book, and words can't even describe it. We worked 4 days a week for an entire
Okay.
summer in LA. Words can't describe the stuff we did, man.
Really?
And
Yeah.
I watch his performance now, and he's just in the conversation we had, he's just flying, man, and he's not gonna stop flying because I witnessed it. I was firsthand his work ethic on a daily basis and his determination to be who he is today. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So and I was blessed to have a part of that during that season. And today, to this day, that's my guy, man. And then now I connect with so many guys, man, on that level. I got a young one coming up right now. His name is Michael Foster. He's getting ready to be in the draft this year.
Hmm.
Man, motivating and elevating him, through workouts and he came back from the G League. He went from high school to the G League. Went to the G League, and
Yeah.
now he's springboarding and doing his thing. And then he's getting ready to go in the draft. So stay lookout for Mike Foster. But then
Okay.
on the motivational side of the daily people, man, I watch all of the people that's connected to me connect on different levels, and they
Hmm.
get connected in business. They get connected for another reason to propel their lives in several different ways. So
Right.
it's like these. I'm just the guy that's connecting everybody, giving
Right.
them energy, giving them motivation, and giving
Right.
them more drive to succeed. And it's not
Right.
just about athletes, it's about, for me, it's people.
Yeah.
Athletes gonna
Man.
come and go.
Man, that's impressive, man. What a blessing that you get to be for people, and what a blessing that when the doors were locked, you were like, all right, it ain't nothing. 33. A
It
lot of
ain't
people will
nothing.
crumble right there, right? Like you're building this thing and you're doing this
Absolutely.
thing, and a lot of people would crumble,
Absolutely.
and we know a lot of people that have gone a different direction. I'm sure,
Absolutely.
um, and then you take that and you say, no, 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 I got a higher faith. Obviously, you have a big faith. You have to have a big faith
For
to
sure.
speak like that, right? And then you move on. And you get the work with the greatest of all time, one of the greatest humans, in my opinion, of all time, right? And then
Right, man.
you
My
pull
God.
that, yeah, and then you get to pull that, and now you get to be that same thing to all these other people, man. That's
Man, and that's one thing. I don't talk about it much until we somebody where you can get it out. I'm not one to brag on who I worked with.
sure,
I look at it and I just do my part on a daily basis. And people never know the
man.
reason why. Only person know the reason why is he's really high. So
Yeah,
he's the
I
most
got
high.
yeah.
So
And sometimes you're like, hey, is that really why? And then you have to have it
man,
covered,
right, right,
you know. But
yeah. So
well,
man,
man,
it's
we're running short of time here, man. Larry, where do you want to get out? Where can people follow you? Obviously, Larry Smith Fitness on IG. What else you got going on that you want to tell people about? You're gonna
well,
get my praises for sure.
Man,
So
I'm getting ready to launch my new line, man. Winergy. Winergy is a lifestyle brand. Winergy is not just a brand, it's a lifestyle, it's a mentality. Like Kobe had the Mamba mentality.
yeah,
Larry has the Winergy mentality. So, we're getting ready to launch this brand. You're gonna see it all over. You're gonna see young athletes with it. You're gonna see entrepreneurs with it. You're gonna see different business mastermind courses that I'm gonna be doing with this. I'm doing a speaking event, a winnergizing event for a corporate conference
dude, what a
coming up.
name! What a name! What
You
a
like that?
name! I love it, man. That
Oh,
you hit it. You hit it with that name, man.
you
Winergy.
like? I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you hit
I
it. You
love
hit
it.
it.
Yeah. So I'm doing a wintergizing event. So man, this is my focus right now. Just
Okay.
connecting and affecting people with energy. And that video you saw on Instagram, if you follow me, Larry Smith Fitness on Instagram, Larry Smith Fitness on TikTok. I have a 38-minute docu-series on YouTube. It's Larry Smith Fitness. You can tune into that. You can skim through it. I'm not going to say watch the whole 38 minutes, but if you watch the
Yeah.
whole 38 minutes, it will show you who I am and then it'll show you the motivation. It'll have we have testimonials, and then it's fueled by Winergy, because that's when Winergy was created, was during the pandemic when everything crumbled. Right before March 7th, 2020 is when I wrote Winergy came out, and I said, wait a minute.
So I got something here.
That's something. And man, to then
Isn't it funny
and
how
so
something bad can turn into something brilliant if you
man,
got that right, the right outlook and the optimism and all that, the right
absolutely,
mindset? Yeah.
absolutely right mindset. So man,
Yeah.
that's what that's what I'm on right now. That's what I'm pushing, and that's what I'm inflecting people with. I'm getting ready to be on a reality TV show on BET,
Okay.
as a trainer for a company it's called Behind the Brand,
Okay.
and I'm talking about Winergy on there, man. So that's something that I just put out there because nobody knows about this.
Hey,
So
break
I
it right
figured why
here. We'll
not
take it. We'll break
why
it on
not
this
put it
show.
to the why not put it to the stage? Find your name, find your nervousness. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right, man. I appreciate you for being on the show. Everybody
Man,
listening, go follow Larry. You will not go wrong by following this man. You're a blessing to everybody, man. I can feel your energy through the TV,
man,
and
no
I
doubt, no
appreciate
doubt.
you, man. I
Man,
appreciate you.
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. And I'm right here behind the sign that says, failure, a temporary state where the most valuable lessons are learned. Don't be afraid to fail. You will learn from your failures, and you will grow from your failures. Larry Smith, man, I appreciate everybody for checking out. My man, Jake, appreciate you. And man, we're going to do this again, part
We'll
two.
do it again, man. Part two. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, one last thing before you go, leave a comment. Which example did you most align with from today's show? I'm curious. I want to know. Also, if there's somebody that you want to find out what's made them nervous, leave their name in the comment. I'll try to get them on the show. Follow me on social media at Jake Bolig. Follow the show at Go Find Nervous. And if you don't mind, subscribe. It helps me out the whole algorithm thing. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Go Find Nervous.